Hello, sorry for disturbing you guys.
Hello.
My name's Mark. I've got a YouTube channel called Nobody Ever Asked Me That.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight I ask a different question every week. And this week I'm asking, do you think the quality of life of your generation is going to be different from your parents? Or how do you think it's going to be different?
Ooh.
Oh.
I see it being definitely different.
I think it won't be as good because with social media, people's mental health is just declining, and people aren't as happy to get out and about. So I feel like
That's true.
it will be worse.
So the community is just overall a bit more negative, maybe. But there's also a lot of like the quality of life is really nice. Like we have really nice things, good facilities, everything's clean. But I don't know, the ability to buy a home is a lot harder now. So that aspect of it, it's harder to attain maybe the standard of living our parents had. I don't know.
Work-wise, what about the work situation? Because it's more a gig
Work-wise.
economy now, isn't it?
That's true too. There's a lot more opportunities, I'd say, but it's almost overwhelming in a way because there's so many choices.
Yeah, sometimes there's too many choices, makes it worse.
Wow. Do you mind if I ask you how old you guys are?
I'm 29, just turned 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 22.
Oh, fantastic. And you're a couple?
Yeah.
We are a couple,
Yeah.
yes.
And I wasn't interrupting an engagement.
No. Don't get too excited, Steph. It's still a ways off.
How long have you been together for?
Officially 3 weeks.
Oh, all right. So, I'm sorry. I put my bloody foot in
No,
it.
no,
All
you're
right.
good. You're good.
Yeah, 3 weeks is too early.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh,
Some would
fantastic.
say. Some would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Did you meet in real life or did you meet online?
In real life.
Real life.
Wow.
Yeah,
you
we
were the
met-
last couple in Australia, I believe.
Yeah, it's for real. It was about a year ago too.
Yeah.
We've
Wow.
known each other for a while. We've been friends for a while, so
Yeah.
it's been easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week I asked people what's the secret of a long-term relationship. You guys have only just started. But what was it that drew you to each other?
She's got a great sense of humor.
That's
We have
helpful,
the
isn't it?
same sense of humour, so we both think
Identical.
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's important,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
I think, like, being best friends obviously helps because then you just want to be.
Yeah. You
Together all
do
the
a lot
time.
of stuff together.
Yeah.
We'll go
It's
grocery shopping
not-
and it's fun.
yeah.
Or it doesn't matter what we're doing. Really.
Yeah.
And you have similar interests, like there's things
Yeah,
you like.
definitely.
Yeah.
Music and conversation and faith and
Pretty
all
much
these sort of things.
everything.
Yeah.
Faith also.
Also
Yeah.
faith. That's really where we met at church. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Don't mess it up.
Wow.
Well, look, I'm glad that I've captured this early stage of your relationship,
Yeah.
and it's going on YouTube.
Too good.
So
There you go.
you'll be able to look back on it
Cute.
It's actually pretty good.
in 50 years. Let's
I like
hope.
it.
That's awesome. Yeah,
That's very
definitely.
cool.
Look, thank you for your time.
No worries. Have a
Thank
great
you
day.
very much. Bye.
Hey, how you going?
Hey there.
I've got a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and it's called Nobody Ever Asked Me That. And tonight I'm asking people, how do you believe your quality of life is compared to your parents? Do you think it's getting better? Do you think it's getting worse?
Yeah. Well, I got a bit of a split answer. So compared to my parents, like I view it mum and dad. They're split when I was young. But either way, I feel like my dad's quality of life, you're talking about like present quality of life right now or when they were my age?
Well, and
sort of?
also how you see your life panning out. Do
Yeah.
you see yourself having a good retirement? Do you see your parents having a good retirement?
Yeah. Well, again, that's the split. So my dad's done very well of setting himself up. He's got a property in Tambourine for all the siblings and whatnot, and he's done the hard yards of that good work and whatnot. My mother, not so much. I still love her very much, but I do worry for her because she hasn't really set herself up. She's still renting and moving place to place and whatnot.
So your parents are separated?
Yeah, they're separated
Yeah,
since
yeah,
I
yeah.
was a baby. So I've had two kind of sides of upbringing with my mother and father.
Yep.
But in terms of compared to my quality of life, it's hard not to be scared today. With because I talked to my dad about property prices going up and what it was like for him to get a house, and it is a scary time to kind of be like I'm 31 now, and yeah, it's a scary time to worry about if I'm going to ever own a home or have a nice retirement with the way the economy is going and stuff that you don't really get taught when you're younger about how to handle those things.
And it
But-
doesn't seem to be getting better with the property market, does it?
It doesn't, mate. It doesn't. So yeah, I guess who knows? It might have a crash again, and then we might get a chance or something then. But either way, quality of life. I am grateful for what my father's built, and that I can join that if I need be and whatnot. But I am looking forward to building my own homestead and family as well.
Yep.
So yeah.
And do you think work-wise, so we've talked about the property market, do you think work-wise there's a better quality of life, or is it more difficult now
Well,
working?
interesting. Work-wise, in my line of work, so I work casually as a gardener, but I also do performance artwork. So I'm a dancer.
Oh, wow.
I do various like circus performance things. So I really enjoy my work-life balance because I do 3 days a week of like a labouring job. Then on weekends I'm on stage performing for audiences and getting paid for it.
Where do you do all that?
So I do a few different things. Like I do it at the Pink Flamingo Spiegel Club. I also work for the Magic Mermail Review Show. And just before you walk up to me, I got my roller skate bag here.
Oh, wow.
I was just on stage over there practicing a roller skate duo act I'm working on with a friend of mine to go on the cruise ship soon.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah. But again, I had to go get that lifestyle. Like, I did finish high school. I went to uni for 2 years for a bachelor degree of health science. And I got depressed there. I was like, I don't really want to do this. I was just kind of following what I was told to do. And I got to a point where I was like, I've had enough. I want to have a shot at being a dancer and performer. Otherwise, I'll never know if I could have been. And here we are. Like,
So you had that interest in being a dancer from a young boy?
from a young age, yeah, I love dancing, I love performing. But I guess I was just like parental fears and whatnot. Because my parents also loved dancing. But back then it was like, nah, that'll never be a job, you know? So times have changed in that sense of now performing arts can be a job, and we can learn how to make money off our actual interests and hobbies
So
these
in
days.
that respect, there's a quality of life that can be better because you can follow a more unusual dream.
Yeah.
Whether it's someone pointing a camera in your face
Yeah.
or someone fulfilling their dream of being a dancer.
Yeah, like the prospects of entrepreneurship are bigger in these days than I think they were back then, where it was just get a job, work, study and whatnot. I guess with access to internet and more platforms to reach out selling your product or your skills, there is that different quality of life now that we have.
So at the moment you don't have any children?
No children.
But one day you hope maybe to have children?
I do hope to have children. Funny thing is my dad remarried when I was 14 and started having more kids when I was 16. So I got a 16-year age gap between me and 5 other siblings now. So I've got a lot of kids in my life. They're not my kinfolk though, but yeah.
How do you think their life's going to be, that next generation?
I mean, it's interesting to see. The oldest is my sister Jay, that she's 15 now. Then it goes like 13, 12, 11, you know. But as for her, I don't know. All I want them to do is find a genuine interest and pursue it. And hopefully they have the confidence to just pursue what they really want and don't get kind of pressured from outside people saying you should do this, you should do that, because that can happen. But I suppose that's just people wanting the best for you, you know? Yeah.
I suppose you grew up with social media from the very start. Do you see that as a problem for the younger generation, that it can be like a negative influence too?
I mean, yeah, it depends what you consume, mate. Like with my social media, I try and make sure that I flag things that I don't want to see. There's a lot of crap out there.
Yeah.
However, so yeah, as long as they're not glued to the screen, that's all right. But that can be a problem too when you're just scrolling non-stop. You got to make sure you put the phone down and get outside and actually do the things, because yeah, it's just a device. You can smash it, and then what are you going to do, you know? Your skills are in your body and your mind.
And it sounds like you're doing that with the dancing. You're getting out there and rollerblading and out in the fresh air.
Yeah, I like to use the body. We've only got one body, mate, you know, one life, so use it. Yeah.
And sorry, what was your name?
I'm Dion.
Dion, look, thanks for your time, Dion. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Good on
Enjoy
you.
the channel.
How you going?
Hey, mate. Good.
I've got a YouTube channel, and it's called Nobody Ever Asked Me That. And I ask tough questions.
Okay.
And tonight I'm asking people, how do you believe your quality of life is compared to other generations? So do you have children yourself?
I do, yep. I've got 2 boys.
Yeah. So how do you think their quality of life is going to be when they're your age? Are things getting better? Are things getting worse? Are there better things?
I believe it's certainly different. Like if you look at the generations, my grandparents, like, you know, they're real tough, you know, just hot water, all these things we take for granted. But there's different challenges, I think, coming ahead. Like, you know, with things such as AI, like coming on, what that's going to do to jobs and so forth.
And you would have grown up like me without the internet. You would have been, we're the last generation that didn't have internet.
I'm still trying to work it out.
But that's probably a good thing. That's probably good that you've got that bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be different challenges. You know, I love the way how I was raised. You know, born in the 70s, the 80s and 90s, where we weren't attached to our phones and technology, and people didn't have anxiety over. I think what past generations could handle easily. This more modern generation is struggling to cope with.
And you think that's because they're on the machines too much?
I think it's because they're on the machines too much. They've been a little bit, I won't say soft. There's different they've probably been pampered, like they've taken a lot of what they've had for granted.
Yeah. How old are your boys now?
20, nearly 22 and 20.
So they're nearly men. They're basically
they're young men. The youngest he's in the Navy with engineering, and so they've set off, to make their way in the world.
And they're doing all right.
No, they're doing all right.
Yeah.
It's obviously they worry about things like the cost of living and trying to buy a house, and it was just over $100,000 in the city of Brisbane. I bought my first place for, and now it's the average home price is about $1 million.
Yeah.
And that wasn't, well, to me, doesn't seem that long ago. So, yeah, it's. Are
there any other, like housing? Are there other areas you're concerned about for your, like even they sound as though they got the work sorted, because that's a changing thing too. I think, as you said, AI is going to change everything.
Yeah, no, they got the work, like work sorted. Where we're going in the world too is like in a great thing. It might not,
global situation.
Global situation. It's a real worry. It seems like there's this agenda to push for war, whether it be in the Middle East or over, let's go to war against Russia and China. That worries me because my youngest he's in the Navy, and you look at like a lot of these past wars that happened just recently and find out that they're built on lies, weapons of mass destruction and so forth. So that's that's a concern.
We grew up in a different era. We reading the newspaper or watching the news.
Yep.
Do you think your boys are more in tune with propaganda and maybe reading the situation better?
Well, I think if like even back when we were reading the newspaper, a lot of it was propaganda. Like you
look back and
I think now, at least with technology, is you can do your own research.
Yeah.
And make sense, because you're going to get different takes on different stories where you really didn't have that narrative. It was the one narrative that you read in the newspaper, maybe back in the past, which made critical thinking a little bit. Like a bit harder.
Yeah.
But there's platforms to put out like a lot more bullshit as well. So, but I guess that's one of the things I did try to teach my boys is to don't just believe something because someone said if it's something that means something to you, interested, research it, look into it, make your own decision. Don't just go along with because it's easy to be misled.
Yeah. And so what was your name?
Brendan.
Brendan. Look, thanks for your time, Brendan.
No worries.
And it sounds as though your boys are on the right track.
Yeah. No, they're looking good. So I think they got different challenges ahead than what we had. Just had different ones to. So we're moving forward in directions, but also getting into some scary territory.
Lovely. Thanks for your time, Brendan.
No worries. Thank you.
Hello, how are you going?
Hi.
My name's Mark. I've got a YouTube channel called Nobody Ever Asked Me That, and tonight I'm asking people whether their quality of life is, whether they think, have you got children yourself?
Yes, two adult children.
And do you think their quality of life is going to be as good as yours when they're your age? Do you think it's getting better, worse, changing?
Well, a bit hard to predict when they're at my age. I think it's already a bit more difficult for them now. They're like young adults in their 20s. Just the like being able to buy a house, all those kind of things are really difficult for people. Yeah.
And work-wise, is there changes in their working life too, you think?
Well, they both. Well, one of them is in contracts, so it's a bit difficult, you know, to have stability in that. And the other's just out of uni, fresh out of uni, so she's kind of still working out where she wants to go with things.
But I suppose it's a different situation to, you know, your generation, isn't it? Where some people had a job for life.
Well, yeah, we tended to get out of school and get into a job and just keep working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're your main two concerns with the kids? Whether they're going to have a house, whether they're going to have a job?
Yeah.
Is there any other thing,
Yep.
any other issues that you
Just
think?
the price of living, groceries. People are struggling. Everyone's struggling.
Yeah. And when's
pretty
that?
crazy.
When's that going to end? It's hard to
I
know
don't know.
when it's going to
Talk
end,
to
isn't
the
it?
people who set the taxes. And as well as, you know, there's a thing in the news about Coles taking too much of a slice or something, marking food up.
Yeah. Look, thank you for your time. I've interviewed two guys tonight, and you're the first woman. And I like to mix and match it, and so I appreciate your time.
All right, then. Thank you.
Thank you.